all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has indicated that he intends to lower borrowing costs as soon as this month, telling the House that risks from the trade war with China overshadow the healthy labor market. He said June's stronger than expected jobs report had not changed the central bank's thinking. The Fed chief also said that President Donald Trump lacks the authority to fire him. When asked if he would leave if the president told him to, he said, and I quote, "Of course I would not do that. My answer would be no," unquote. He said he was allowed a 4-year term by law and he fully intends to serve it. Interestingly, minutes of the last meeting of the Federal Reserve showed that officials judged uncertainties and downside risks to the outlook for the U.S. economy had increased significantly, strengthening the case for an interest rate cut. Asian equities have started the day higher, but last I checked, the Nikkei in Japan was flat. This after U.S. stocks hit an all-time high on Powell's dovish comments. The S&P 500 briefly rose above the 3,000 mark for the first time. It closed the session just below that mark, but ending higher by 0.4%. The Dow rose 0.3%, while the Nasdaq climbed another 0.7%. Apart from that, the dollar lost ground against almost every major currency, and gold jumped more than 1%. In news back home, the Central Board of Direct Taxes said foreign portfolio investors and alternative investment funds can get registered as corporates instead of having a non-corporate structure or trust to avoid payment of a higher surcharge. The higher surcharge, of course, was announced during the budget just a couple of days back. Foreign institutional investors, according to provisional data, net sold another 600 crore rupees worth of equity in yesterday's session. And speaking about tax, India has completed the procedural formalities to put in place a system that will make it harder for multinational corporations to avoid paying taxes. The new convention will come into effect on the 1st of October. Do read the story on the website for more details. State Bank of India Chairman Rajneesh Kumar has said that lenders will soon be moving the Supreme Court against the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal and its decision awarding higher payout to Essar Steel's operational creditors and treating them on par with secured lenders. While approving ArcelorMittal's 42,000 crore rupee bid for the bankrupt Essar Group company, the NCLAT had last Thursday given operational creditors equal status as secured lenders. Axis Bank has picked banks including Citigroup and JP Morgan Chase & Co. to arrange a planned share sale of at least $1.3 billion, according to people with knowledge of the matter who spoke to Bloomberg. Brookfield Asset Management is planning an offer for a majority stake in India's debt-laden Suzlon Energy, according to people familiar with the matter. Now, Indigo promoter Rahul Bhatia has tried to explain why Interglobe Aviation entered into related party transactions a day after co-promoter Rakesh Gangwal termed them questionable. In a statement issued yesterday, he said that since the start of Interglobe Aviation's flight operations, Bhatia's Interglobe Enterprises and its group companies had provided certain services and facilities to the aviation firm. He maintained that all related party transactions had been executed on an arm's-length basis and in the ordinary course of business. Former Chief Economic Advisor Arvind Subramanian has defended his calculations that stated India overestimated its GDP growth by 2.5 percentage points during 2011 to 2017 and questioned consistent higher growth amid weaker credit, export and investment growth during the same period. Indian automakers may have to resort to critical measures, including a hiring freeze, as demand for passenger vehicles and two-wheelers is yet to pick up. That's according to industry body Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, who said this yesterday. With that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Darshan. How are we looking today?
Hi Alex, good morning. Good morning everyone. Global cues are stable. The SGX Nifty is also indicating a positive outlook. The big talking point yesterday was crude. It was up 4.5% overnight. Even in morning trade, crude is doing well in trade. As far as results are concerned, DEN Networks and CCL Products will report numbers today. Two relatively smaller companies came out with numbers after market hours yesterday. So HFCL revenues up 23%, profit up 140%, EBITDA doubled. And GTPL Hathway revenues up 50%, profit up 123%, and EBITDA was up 37%. In terms of stocks to watch out for Axis Bank. There's a board meet on July 20th to explore fundraising plan. Bloomberg has reported that Axis Bank wants to raise $1.3 billion via a share sale, which could go up to $2 billion. Interglobe Aviation has said that all related party deals are executed at arm's length. The related party transaction form 0.53% of the FY19 turnover, and the related party transactions exist in 4 areas from the earlier 6. Aurobindo Pharma to launch the Cinacalcate hydrochloride tablets in the USA. The tablets had an annual sales of approximately $1.5 billion. Religare Enterprises says that they will sell Religare Finvest to TCG Advisory for an undisclosed sum. Premier Explosives secured an order worth 15 crores from Bharat Dynamics. And in terms of brokerages, CLSA retains a sell on Bharti Infratel with a target price of 250. They are saying that the merger with Indus Tower is not a catalyst, and the elusive tendency growth in the medium term underlines the negative view. HSBC's cut the target price on Cadila Healthcare to 260 from 410, and they believe that the recent sell-off largely factors in all the negative. The US sales should stabilize, and India sales should see a recovery from the second quarter. And finally, Macquarie has raised the target price on Petronet LNG to 310 from the earlier 270. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.